Hey guys, how's everybody doing? It's Billy. Just wanted to touch base with you here real quick and do a quick vinyl update. My wife and I went out this weekend, went up to Bloomington, Illinois to watch my son play football again and talked with Brandon, Mr. Hall of Fame, on Saturday. He was over here for a little while. We hung, had a good talk, just catching up. Always great catching up with Brandon too. But he had mentioned a couple record stores in Bloomington that I had not been to. So I wanted to make sure we went up a little bit early on Sunday and take some time to check out a couple of those stores, and we did, and I'm glad. Because, you know, if you checked out my earlier video, one of my earlier videos, you'll see that I had mentioned and made stop at a record store that is actually directly across the street from my son's dorm. And I think that's called Reverberation Vinyl, if I'm remembering right. But the other two places, gosh, I can't remember what the name of them. The name just slipping my mind right now. But anyway, I stopped in on Sunday, and the one place, the first place I stopped in had several really good used selections. It had a really nice metal and new arrival section. Unfortunately, I had everything that I really wanted in the metal. Actually, I take that back. There was one metal piece that I picked up in here. Had a really nice large country selection, which was cool. And then the second place was pretty much newer stuff, new pressed vinyl, not any older stuff, but they had CDs and cassettes, which was kind of cool. So let's jump right in. This is from the first place. Picked up Steve Wariner. This is One Good Night Deserves Another. This is an early one from like 84, 1985. And this has big hits on it here. What I Didn't Do, Some Fools Never Learn. Those are two huge hits. So gold stamp promo, as you can see. This was $4. He had a great, like I said, he had a great selection of cool country stuff in there, and the price was really right. So that was a nice addition to the Steve Wariner collection. Picked up a couple more here. This is Life's Highway from 1985 as well. As you can see, it's got a little bit of sticker residue. The guy put the stickers on the directly on the jackets, and that kind of perturbs me. I know it bothers a lot of you guys, but every other one came off with no problem. This one must have been on there a little bit longer than the rest, because the residue just would not. That's actually just a discoloration on the cover. There's no sticky or nothing like that. I got all that stuff off without any damage to the jacket, but it did discolor the jacket, which, yeah, that's okay. Like I said, that again, I think that was $4 as well. And this one I was really stoked to find, from 1988. This is a tough one to find. I Should Be With You, and this had 2 or 3 number ones on it, I think. Hold On a Little Longer was a big single. I Should Be With You, the title track, was a big single. And Baby, I'm Yours, that was another one. Steve Wariner, just an extremely talented dude. Those of you that are country fans, I'm sure you already know this. But this is from 1988. I believe it's his second to last album that was actually pressed on LP. So I was glad to find that one. This one, another one I was glad to find. This was actually sealed. But I went ahead and broke the shrink and listened to it just a little bit earlier. It's Don Williams' Greatest Hits, Volume 4. You know, we lost Don a couple of years ago. But what a tremendous voice. Great looking pressing here as well. This is from like mid-80s, 85, 86. Then I was digging through some of the other stuff, like the new arrivals, and came across this the best of the New Riders of the Purple Sage. And you know, I see New Rider stuff all the time, and in all the collections that I've picked up, there's usually 1 or 2 New Rider albums in there. But I've never really known which ones to really pick up, so I thought this would be a really good one to get. with all their hits on it, or what they considered best of, and look at that cover. So win-win. Moving right along, a really nice copy of The Time, Ice Cream Castle, still in the shrink. Super nice pressing there, original pressing. I think this was $6, so I was really stoked to find that. Then in the metal section, this was still sealed, and still is sealed. I'm probably going to break this open and listen to this, because I did not have this in the collection. But it's Dokken's tremendous album, Beast from the East. It's a 2 LP set, and he had this one, like I said, sealed in beautiful condition, $24. I wasn't going to let that one pass me by, so I snagged that one really quick. Then moving on, that was all I got at the first store. But I take that back. I picked up something for Brandon. He and I are kind of working on a trade, so I picked up something for Brandon, but I won't show that. I'll let him show that, should he decide to show that whenever we finish completing this trade. So that was everything I picked up at the first store. You know what? I have the business card in the bag here. So the first store, North Street Records. There we go. There's the info. And he said he does reply to emails, and if anybody's looking for anything, I believe he even does mail order and things like that. So if you got the information from the card there, really nice nice dude. Once I kind of got to know him, he didn't really say anything the first 5 minutes or so when I was in there, but I was waiting for him to open up, so I might have caught him off guard. I was standing outside before the store opened, and he was kind of flustered. He was running a couple minutes late, and but other than that, it worked out well. He seemed to be a really nice guy. We had a nice conversation there the last few minutes I was in the store. But that was everything I picked up at North Street, and then I went next. It's basically next door. There's one store dividing these two record stores, which was kind of crazy. I went in there, just wanted to just peek around, and really didn't need to spend a whole lot of time in there, because it was, like I said, it was mostly new vinyl. But I did spend a few minutes looking through the cassettes, and I found a few here. Their cassettes were either $1 or $2 each, depending. So I'm not exactly sure. Most of these were probably $2 each. Rodney Crowell, Diamonds and Dirt. Kiss, Asylum. And like I said, the cassettes are, everything's just in really great condition. Nothing was beat up. Van Halen, For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge. Firehouse, self-titled. And one more. Hootie and the Blowfish, Cracked Rear View. Had this on every other format except cassette, so glad to finally have that in cassette. And then last but not least, the wife and I went out Friday night to see A Star Is Born. Just what a great movie. I mean, we'd seen the previews, and we had already marked it on the calendar. We knew we were going to go see it, so we had pretty high expectations for the movie. But man, I got to tell you, Bradley Cooper and Lady Gaga did such a tremendous job on this. I guess you could say, adaptation. It's loosely based on what we have seen before in the past, from obviously the Judy Garland from the 30s, even up to Chris Christopherson and Barbra Streisand in the late 70s, 40 years ago. But they basically just taking the rags to riches story, the rock star. Then they combine the love story, and then there's some drama and tragedy, but you really connect. Bradley did a great job directing this, making you feel a direct and distinct connection to the characters in this movie. The soundtrack is just amazing. Lucas Nelson, for those of you guys that don't know, you know, Willie's son, Lucas Nelson, and his band, The Promise of the Real, they were in the movie. Apparently, Bradley went to see Neil Young, and Lucas and Promise of the Real were actually touring with Neil at the time, and that's how they connected. And he asked Lucas if he wanted to be a musical advisor on the movie, and so he came on like as a musical advisor, and then ended up writing a handful of the songs, producing some of the soundtrack, and from what I understand, maybe even working with Bradley, because he didn't really know how to play or sing, but he taught himself or learned how to do this in like 6 or 9 months. You know, basically going from nothing to what you see on the screen, and it was a mind-blowing experience. Just a great thing. So it's no secret. You guys think. I think you should know by now, just from what I was saying, we love the movie. If you get a chance, go see the movie. If you haven't seen it yet, do it. If you're one of those that wait till it comes out on Blu-ray or stream it, make sure you do that, because it's such a great movie. So I ended up picking up the soundtrack because, like I said, the soundtrack is just amazing. So it's a two-disc set, you know, 2 LPs, and the Bradley Cooper stuff is primarily taking up the first disc. There's a couple things that they do together on there as well, and then you get Ali's stuff, which is Lady Gaga, on the second disc. And another thing that's kind of different and unique about this is they break up the songs with dialogue from the movie, so it's kind of cool. You kind of can go in and remember how those songs coincide with each scene. So it worked out really well. There's also, they did a great job on the packaging of this. It's not a cheap LP. I mean, this was like 35 bucks. And they're actually sold out at Amazon. I went to order it Friday night, and it was sold out until like October 15th or October 16th. But it's a real nice gatefold. You get the custom inner sleeves. This is the tremendous last scene from the movie there. Custom center labels, and there are also 10. There's a lyric sheet in here. Yeah, lyric sheet and credit sheet as well. And it's nothing fancy whatsoever, but I'll pull it out and show it to you anyway. So there's your lyrics and credits and things like that. Actually, it is not lyrics. That's just the songs and credits. And so no lyrics, but then you get the picture of Ali. I think that's probably from the Saturday Night Live scene. I'm not 100% sure. I'm not going to bother putting that back. But then there's also 10 of these photos. They're on like a thick card stock, and I'll just pull out a couple here and show you. Like this is from the first scene here. The drag scene. There's Bradley. So it's like I said, they did a really nice job putting this together. And there's Jackson and Ali, or Bradley and Lady Gaga, performing together. Like I said, man, this movie was just unbelievable. Do yourself a favor, if you haven't seen it, just get out there and see it as soon as possible. I'm probably gonna go see it again because I loved it that much. The soundtrack's amazing. Stream it if you want. But probably my favorite 2 moments in the movie were, I mean, it starts off with a bang. It just comes right out the gate with Bradley doing his performance. But I probably, when he called Lady Gaga up on stage, or Ali, so when Jackson calls Ali up on stage and they perform Shallow together, that it was a goosebump moment for me. And then at the very end, you guys can take my man card away if you want to or not, but you know, whatever, it doesn't matter to me. But at the very end, when Allie sings the song that Jackson had written, I'll Never Love Again. I mean, it was just like waterworks. I was actually trying to hold him back and couldn't hardly stop from sobbing, you know. And I think a lot of it is, as I get older, you know, you turn into a big softy. It's probably because we have more memories to draw on these moments. You know, you pull from your own memories and things, and that's why it touches you, and you really relate to things like that. So there's my update, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I will be coming back with a couple more updates because I have actually a couple grails coming on the way. I shared that information with Brandon on Saturday, so he knows. He's already got the spoilers on that, but he still wants to see them. So I will be sharing a grail update or two, so be on the lookout for that. So guys, thanks as always for tuning in. I hope everybody has a great week. Take care. Peace.